There's a simple country smile on the face of a new city girl. She says the roof it leaks and the rent is high. There's no better place in the world. It's a long way down, back to the bottom.
Okay, so we're on.
Yes.
Vanessa, I am so excited to have you here on Beneath the Surface, and excited to say that you are our first guest as we move forward and we are creating the Creator Series. So before I allow you to say one word, I'm going to just introduce you very quickly. Vanessa Gutierrez. She is the founder, creator, all things AI for the HR community. And I am very proud to say that I have been a part of it as much as I can as I'm creating my own existence here. So Vanessa, I'm just going to pass it off to you.
Thank you, Gina. I'm so excited to be one of the first on your podcast on the Creator Series. This is awesome.
Yes.
And honestly, to hear you announce me as a creator, I'm like, is that a thing? This is so cool.
It is.
And yeah, when I look back, it is really neat of what I've been doing with creating the AI for HR community. How this came about is I have been diving into AI for about the past maybe 2.5 years. And within the past year, got into building HR products with AI. And I was doing that alone. I'm a part of really phenomenal HR communities and great AI communities, but I was like, where do those intersect?
Yes.
So that's how the AI for HR community came about. And at this stage, we're about 4 months in, and we're currently in our second week of our early access program. It's like a beta program where we've
Yes.
opened it up to HR practitioners to check out the platform and help us improve so that we ensure it's providing the best resources for HR practitioners along their AI journey.
So you have dared to kind of dive right in, and I love it. I love it because, yeah, I do think it's as an fellow HR colleague / practitioner, right? It's like finding the intersection between this technology now that is, seems impossible to everyone, quite frankly, and the HR profession who has been, I'm just going to say it here, like just taking on this enormous responsibility, arguably whether or not, right, our profession is the true lead of it. I mean, I probably going to get some eggs thrown at me for this, but nevertheless, this idea of community and bringing the professionals, kind of meshing it with the technology is, I mean, in my opinion, it's a great thing. And I'm happy to say, full disclosure here, I am part of the community, and I have had the great fortune of attending one of the meetings where I just, as I shared with Vanessa, it's just, I was like, wow. And I'm not a wower. Like there's not many things that wow me, but I left the community feeling energized. I felt like, okay, I have a very short attention span, and it kept my attention. And I think I can learn from this. And so that's kind of what I wanted to dive into a little bit more with you is, how did you prepare? Like when you were thinking about kind of merging the two, HR and AI, together after your work, both in the HR profession and working with AI tools, like where was that connection point for you? Like, okay, I have these two kind of paths. I want to mesh it together. I want to create a community. What was your thinking process around what that was going to look like and how you were going to build it?
Well, with everything they say, start with the problem, right?
Right.
And my background for the past 20 years has been in the AI, excuse me, my background for the past 20 years has been in the HR operations space. And that revolves primarily around system implementations, integrations, and automations. And one of the things I've always encountered is that these platforms out here can never completely do what my teams have needed them to do. None of
Right.
them are complete. The integrations aren't always great. And there's that struggle, and ask for a simple report could take us hours, if not, a week or so. And that's with everything from your smaller platforms to your larger platforms. So that was my pain point. And then working with AI, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I built the solution. That's phenomenal. And wanted to bring that to other HR practitioners, that feeling of empowerment with the new wave of technology that's out there. And so that's how the community came about. But I have to say, it's not something I have done alone
Right.
because there are so many people who believe in the AI for HR community that it has gotten to where it is today. Um, that started with a simple LinkedIn post. Just, wouldn't it be neat if there was a community for HR practitioners to get together and learn AI together?
Right.
And on that one post, I had several people within the comments like, that would be great. I'd love to be a part of that. And I also got DMs. So from there, I reached out to those individuals with a doodle so we could set up a time to all come together. And there were 18 people from 6 different countries, and they all showed up to this meeting. And I will say, it was one of these things like, I don't really know what I'm doing here, but we're going to move forward.
That is
And
so cool. I don't think I realized the how global it was. Yeah, I think
from
that's
the
very
very
cool.
beginning,
Yep.
yeah, it's really neat. There's lots of interest. So that was really inspiring. And, getting these people together, I thought about what would I like to see
Mhm.
in a community that's being built. So I put together a mission, a vision, values, also what our chair tracks would look like so we could all work together to build this community. And everyone showed up. They stayed for the first hour and they came back for the next week's founding advisors huddle. And that's what I called them, founding advisors, because they
Mhm.
have been helping and advising on how we build this community. And it's been phenomenal every step of the way. What I thought was going to be a small group is now essentially like a business. We have people helping with programs, with membership experience, with sponsorships and partnerships, and also with our podcast, our AI for HR talk series, and also our deep dive demos, something I could not have done alone. So it's the believers who are helping us achieve great things for
Yeah,
HR
I
practitioners.
I think that's what differentiates, um I mean, I've been around for a while and I've been a part of several communities, if you will, communities. And I think that that's what kind of separates, differentiates the vibe that I had referred to earlier is, you can just sort of tell, right, when people are passionate about a topic, they really want to be there. There's genuine interest, and there's also a genuine feeling of like contribution and giving back. And that might sound a little foofy, but you know, like I said, this might be the egg throwing episode, but you just don't get that everywhere. I'm sorry, it just is what it is, right? And I think that that really like that was very evident for me.
Yes, and we're really open at our founding advisors weekly meetings. And I recall one meeting I shared a post or a comment on one of my posts where someone said, "This is really great. I'm a part of several communities, and they fall off if there's not engagement from minute one. So good
Yep.
luck."
Right.
And I shared that with the founding advisors, and they're like, that's why we're spending time planning, right? There's so many now businesses that are launching and within a week or two. That's not us. It took us
Right.
3 months, but because
Right.
we've been very thoughtful in everything that we do. And I feel as though we haven't opened it up to the public yet, although our pre-launch waitlist is open. So that's a great thing.
That's
Um,
awesome.
but opening up to this beta group, the early access group, I see engagement from, minute one.
Yes. That's
And
obvious.
I feel really blessed to have that within our community. And
Yep.
like I said, as it wouldn't have been done with just me. Right now, we currently have 15 founding advisors, and they're all jumping in different areas. And another thing is the founding advisors are all at different levels. There's
Right.
some that are new to this and think that they're behind, which they're not. And there's some that are building applications, have them in production, and are monetizing on them. So we have people all across the board.
Yeah. And I think the old, power in numbers, I mean, that is definitely applicable here in, sort of the foundational build for this community, which I think is very unique, at least in my experience. Some might say, well, no, other groups have done this before, but I haven't seen it like this. So that piece of it, I think, was both very strategic and impressive. I think timing is everything too. And so this is a really good time. I think both for people being interested in wanting to kind of give back and be a part of, something like this for our community. Um, and I'm going to just say very boldly, I think what it separates this community from others that are similar, that are not similar, they're just, I guess they're similar in the nature of, or to the fact that they're actually launching as
Mhm.
well. Um, and everyone's sort of keeping a close eye on it all. Uh, and there's nothing quite like the engagement piece here, along with the practical kind of learning. I'm calling it practical learning. What does that mean, Gina? It means that you can actually sit down and you're like, okay, I'm super confused just because I'm confused, right? Like, what is this all about? And then the presentation of some of this challenging material becomes very real, right? It's very user friendly in terms of the way you all present it. And then as I've seen, not so much, but I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the future of how it's going to actually enable HR practitioners to really like be involved on the ground floor.
Yes, and that's something that we're learning through this early access program. Um, the whole point was for feedback during this time. We do have some engagement in the discussion channels where people bring their challenges and solutions are offered for that. Um, and I've just been so happy that people have been giving feedback that have helped us improve the platform. It's
Right.
phenomenal, and that was the whole purpose of it. Um, it's a fine balance too because I wanna do something every single day for the community because I feel like everything's moving so fast, but the thing that the founding advisors remind me is we need things that will scale.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Therefore, Vanessa, we can't do something, a big event every single day. Well, there could be informal things happening in the discussion channels or other spaces within the community, and we could keep engagement. But that's one thing I need to kind of hold myself back on. So I'm thankful to have a team that does that because it's important to think long term and scalability. So,
It
uh,
is, and it's where most, quite frankly, as someone who's been on the ground in startups for quite some time now, it's where many, kind of go wrong.
mhm,
Um, but I think with AI, one of the most important things, stepping out of the HR practitioner role and just being a regular, normal person, right? Um, is how critically important it is to actually know what it is that you're talking about, right? Because there's so much hype around, the whole fear mongering, and it's coming for your job, and it's this and it's that's the other thing. I mean, everybody's so tired of it, it's not even funny. All of that said, when you can actually show up as a professional and feel comfortable, like with this monster that has been created, my words, right? This AI monster, and feel like, oh, I, I mean, I've been using it for quite some time, but for other folks who haven't, like, oh, this is okay. This is going to be easy. Maybe not easy, but in the way of which that you guys present it and the practicum tools, et cetera, that I've seen thus far, it's sort of like, okay, this isn't going to, and I think today, right now, this is what, in my opinion, is one of the most important things for folks is to meet people really where they are. This
mhm.
shiny look at me posting for all this, whatever. It's like, can you actually show up as a professional with someone who's offering something like yourself in the community and really gain something from it that you can then take somewhere else and really apply it because it's so necessary or it's becoming so necessary?
It's very necessary. And you talk about eggs being thrown at you. I feel like that with this statement, but a lot of HR work is repetitive tasks that can all be automated a lot easier now with the technology. And so, one of my missions behind this community is to accelerate HR practitioners' knowledge of AI. So the ones that join this community could be on top of the technology, learning how to apply it and maintain some type of role, whether it's employed by a company or helping manage their own business. It's
Yep.
it's really a race right now.
It
And
is a rate. And
mhm.
to your, how long, I mean, I've been around for a while, but like how long has it been um since this community, the HR profession, has been sort of ridiculed, chastised, I don't know what word you want to say for, you know, you're the 1-800 number, or you're this, or you're that, or we need you to do this, but you're doing that. And it's sort of like, well, this is kind of the breakout opportunity, I think, for the profession, not just our profession, there's other professions, but for us to really learn this technology so that we can actually take ourselves and our right and our roles and apply them in the ways that many of us, not all, but many of us believe that we should be, which is more strategic, right? And less repetitive.
Oh, yeah, and that's what the technology is helping us achieve. Uh,
Absolutely.
I think what's important too is the expertise in our field. Um, there are various fields of HR. Most people think we just hire and fire and pay, but there's so much in between. Um, we are the experts. We have been doing this for many, many years. And um, as they say, it's not AI that's going to replace us. It's the people who know AI and how to use it that
Hmm.
that will. Um, But I still think there's something to be said about our years of experience because you can possibly have someone
Yes.
come in, "Oh, I graduated with a degree in, HR." now I'm going to use AI to help me do my, hiring, firing, 30, 60, 90-day plans, my PIPs and all of that. But there's so much context and detail missing in those outputs. And
Absolutely.
not unless you've done the role, do you know how to critically think about the next 10, 20 steps, right? So when that
Yes.
output comes, you're like, wait, there's some more intricacies to how you terminate someone in California, and more so if it's in San Francisco. So those are things that someone who doesn't know AI would think about to use AI to kind of mold where they need the proper output. Yeah.
Right.
So expertise is key.
Yeah, I actually used a word in an earlier meeting that I haven't used in a very long time, which is conduit. And it's like I look at, to your point, and this has been, I don't know, I don't know if it's just been a hang up or a passion or whatever, but yes, years of experience, et cetera, not just for the HR profession, but others around us, right? You just can't hang a plaque overnight and profess that you're some SVP or head of something when you not only don't have the true experience that it would take mark to market, but yeah, I'm just not going to go there. But the bottom line is that, you know, eh, yeah, it's AI is in my belief here, and I think you might share the same here, is that it's how you use it. And I think for those of us who do have the depth and the breadth in any, whether it's our profession or any
Mhm,
profession,
mhm,
right? We're really the conduit to what needs to happen in the next case scenario utilizing AI, right?
mhm.
And so it's so important, like you said, to really know how to use it. Um, I don't know. Hopefully, people hear this and say, okay, we don't need to be as scared as everyone is trying to make us, right? Um, because that's what I think is happening here.
You just need to dive in. You just
Yeah,
need to dive in. And that's where I think the community comes in. We want to make sure people are comfortable where they're at. And even if they're curious, attending workshops, attending our open loops, which are like a ask me anything session. Even if you just sit there and listen, you're going to learn something. And
absolutely.
we're hoping that that just overcomes any fear or anxiety that people have with this technology and, you know, spikes that curiosity so that they jump in. And even if it's setting up a call with another member in the community, like, hey, can you walk me through like how do you create a GPT in chat GPT, things like that, or can you help me refine this prompt for this situation that I'm in? That's what
Right.
we're hoping to, that they feel the confidence in being able to reach out to other members. And I am just astounded and so proud, so happy that we have so many members making connections right now.
Yeah,
It's
you do. Well, it's
unbelievable.
that good vibe. It sounds
Yeah,
goofy, but it is.
it is. It's phenomenal when I hear these. And even in real life meetups, it's like,
Mhm.
this is the dream. And this is already happening just in early access. I mean, I can't imagine when we open up the doors soon how that's going to just grow. So it's
Well,
exciting.
so that's my question for you. And I'm just going to coin this phrase, another egg throwing moment. But we've experienced a lot of communities that have, you know, outgrown themselves. I'll own that, say
Mhm.
it so to speak, right? What are your kind of feelings about that for this community? Because you guys are you've got a great vibe, you've got a great grassroots feeling. Like, what are your thoughts about that?
Um, we want to service thousands of HR practitioners.
Okay.
And from that, it's not just online connections. We want to host events in several different cities, bringing people together, learning live together. We want to do some build-a-thons as well within the community, whether that's online or, uh, you know, in real life. Um, And maybe this turns into something larger. What if we hold like annual meetups or conferences for the AI for HR community? Um, so yeah, we see this growing, and I think the beautiful thing about it is because of the founding advisor team, we can all put our heads around what that looks like and work
Mhm.
together to build out that plan and make it happen. So it's exciting. There's one thing I say sometimes. I say, "Oh, I don't know what I'm doing, but it's just happening." And I'm reminded, "Don't say you don't know what you're doing." And I'm like, "You're right. I may not know what I'm doing tomorrow, but today, this is the challenge present or the direction I want to go in, and I will work on that today."
That's right.
And I'm trying to
I
remember
totally
that
get it.
the journey is important, right? It's you need to take that journey to reach those successes, but also the success isn't just when you reach that end goal. And I feel like that will always change, but every day, those little things that you accomplish, we need to look at those as a success, right?
That's
Because
right.
that is helping us get to where we want to get to. And I've had to slow down and kind of reflect on that very frequently because it's so easy to say, "Oh my gosh, I didn't do anything today." But those 10, 20 little tasks, they were all towards the bigger goal. So
That's exactly right. I think it's a great reminder. Okay, so I'm going to put you on the spot here, my friend.
yeah.
So, back to the question, because I think this is really important. And I think it's going to be really important for you, for this team, for this group as well. I respect and understand the aspiration for thousands, but it's the age old question in startup, right? Is how do you retain, or how do you plan on retaining the sort of the allure, the feeling, which is real, that's being experienced right now? I know. Vanessa's like, Gina, I'm going to kill you right now.
um,
This is a real, but this is a
it
real
is a real
startup
thing.
question, right? It's
Yes,
a real thing.
it is a real thing. I mean, you see this in organizations all the time. We're a startup, we're 5, 7, 12 people. It's great. And then you get to 30, 40, and the culture falls apart. Um, we have a great group of founding advisors who are committed to jumping in and keeping engagement throughout the week. That is something that is kind of a part of a role for a founding advisor. So there's lots of people that are helping to maintain that vibe um,
Right.
within the community. I think our live workshops are going to be key. I think you still need those live. You can't just do everything pre-recorded because something happens in people's head and they have questions that they want to ask. So I think the live sessions are going to be critical to help us maintain
Oh,
that
yeah.
vibe within the
Yes.
community. And it's going back to in real life events.
Yeah.
That's going to be key. Uh,
Yes.
yeah. In real
Engagement is, in my opinion, again,
Mhm.
especially right now in this moment, is very important. Not that it wasn't important yesterday and it won't be important tomorrow, but right now it's really important. And I think that that's one of the things that people are loving about this community is the
Super.
engagement.
Yes, and what I think about as well is what we're bringing to the table today is going to help maintain that engagement, and what I think about is, change management. Right now, it's
Mhm.
really critical within organizations and how they're implementing, what is acceptable AI usage within our company. So that is something people are going to want to stay ahead of the game on, and those are
Absolutely.
resources that we are going to be providing for the community. So, um, I think that will also help maintain the engagement, staying on top of what they need today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. So, what are the next steps? So you're in the beta stage right now. You just opened to the community at large.
Mhm.
What's sort of the next steps? I've been following. I've been
Yeah.
seeing what's going on, but I'm curious.
Lots of posts. So what we're doing right now is we have identified some early access members that are just providing an amazing amount of like gems on the daily basis. They have great experience in different tools, which I absolutely love. And
Yes.
so we're lining them up for different workshops. So we may have workshops on using gems in Gemini, or how to use build with macros with using Copilot. So these are all different systems that people have, or how do you code using Claude.
Yep.
So it will be great experience to have that. So we want to pull in those people to do some workshops. Then we're also going to have our AI for HR talk series. It's like a podcast as well, where we
Yes.
talk to HR practitioners and kind of what they're doing. And in the near future, we want to have master classes that
Awesome.
help practitioners through their journey. Let's think a master class with what's prompting and what's GPTs, to, how do I build out workflows, automations, to how do I start building applications. So we want to be able to have those different master classes for our members and also non-members to go through and provide a certification, a global AI for HR, you know, forward leading thinker.
Yeah.
So,
That's exciting.
yes,
Very, very exciting. Well, I'm really looking forward to what's next, um, just
me
as
too.
a participant, quite frankly. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun and, yeah, a great experience.
I'm so
Is there,
thrilled you're a part of the community. It's it's
yeah,
wonderful.
it's just, yeah, things, timing is everything, as they say. But, yeah, I'm hoping to be a lot more involved in the near term future. So,
No, this is great. I think it's the right time as we're doing anything. We talked about timing earlier on, right? And
yes.
we didn't pop up this community in 2 weeks,
No,
right?
you did
It's
not.
it's 4 months, or 3.5 to 4 months, and then we opened it up. And I think timing, not just with our community, but everything we do in life is for a reason. In that moment, you might
Absolutely.
be like, "Why is this happening?" or "Why is it not happening?" And then you look back and you're like, "Oh, okay, I see why." So everything, the timing is perfect.
So
Yeah.
one last question before I let you off the hook here. From a beneath the surface perspective, is there anything that you just are like, to the creator community, this is one, this is a nugget or something that you want to just say, hey, you need to know this if you don't know it already?
You don't need to know how, you need to know who. Meet the who. Um, if you were to ask me, how do you build a community? I would have told you I have no idea. But I met the who, the people that are helping to come together and build it. So,
I love that.
yeah, you don't need to know how. Just
Meet
figure
the
out those
who
people who believe in you,
and
who
not the
believe,
band.
yeah,
Yes.
and it will all come together. And even
I
when those
love
days you
it.
feel like everything's falling apart, just keep on moving.
Just keep on trucking. I know.
Yeah,
I feel that for sure.
yeah.
Well, I really, really appreciate you jumping on. I know your days are packed, and so I'm honored to have you here with us and proud to be a member of the community. And you know what? This isn't, we're gonna hear more from you in the progress, and I'm excited to share that myself as a participant. So looking forward to the future, and good
Thank
luck.
you, Gina. Thank you.
Okay, we're done. I'll stop recording.
He says it's a long way down, back to the bottom.